Okay, we'll get started. So one, a group of students voted on 5 after-school activities. The bar graph shows the number of students who voted for each of the 5 activities. How many students chose activity three? So activity three, around 39 students uh, chose activity three, so B is the correct answer. What percentage of 300 is 75? So x over 100 times 300 is equal to 75. 3x is equal to 75. X is 25, so A is the correct answer. What is the solution to the given equation? So x squared is equal to 25 times 3x. X is equal to plus minus 30, so B is the correct answer. For 3 more than 8 times a number x is equal to 83, which equation represents the situation? Obviously, D is correct. 5, Hannah deposited a fixed amount into her bank account each month. The function f of t is 100 plus 25t gives the amount in dollars. And Hannah's bank account after t monthly deposits. What is the best interpretation of 25 in this context? So 25 is the amount Hannah has deposited each month. So with each monthly deposit, the amount in Hannah's bank increased by $25. Yes, this is what we're looking for. Okay. Customers spent $27 to purchase oranges at $3 per pound. How many pounds of oranges did the customer purchase? So 3p is equal to 27. P is equal to 9. So 9 is the correct answer. Question 7. Nasser bought 9 storage bins that were each the same price. He used a coupon for $63 off the entire purchase. The cost for the entire purchase after using the coupon was $27. What was the original price in dollars for one storage bin? Uh, so 9 storage bins times some sort of number X minus 63 is equal to 27, because don't forget the coupon of $63. So you're subtracting 63 from 9x. 9x becomes 90 and x is equal to 10. So 10 is the correct answer. Okay, question 8. For the linear function f, the table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding values of f of x. Which equation defines f of x? So if I look at these two first numbers here, so every increase of 1 units of x, the f of x increases by 3. So we know that the slope is 3. So um, immediately I can eliminate B, C, D, and A is the correct answer, because obviously if I put x is 0, y is 29. If I put x for 1, it's 32, and so on. Right triangles PQR and SQ are similar, where P corresponds to S if the measure of angle Q is 18 degrees. What is the measure of angle S? So P, S, and QT over here. So if angle Q is 18, our T is also 18. So all of this has to add up to 180. So X plus 18 plus 90 is equal to 180. We know that X is equal to 72. So B is correct. The scatter plot shows a relationship between two variables, X and Y. Which of the following equations is the most appropriate linear model for the data drawn? So I'm going to draw like a line of best fit here. Obviously, this is a decreasing linear function, so any choice with the positive slope, so A and C, are immediately eliminated. Now, at x equals 0, We have a y value somewhere near 10, right? So D is the closest option. D as in David. The given equation describes the relationship between the number of birds B and the number of reptiles R that can be cared for at a pet care business on a given day. If the business cares for 60 reptiles on a given day, how many birds can it care on this day? So if I put 16 instead of the R here, it becomes 2.5B plus 5 times 16, which is equal to 80. 2.5B plus 80 is equal to 80, and B is obviously equal to 0, so A, apple, is correct. For 12, what is an equation of the graph shown? So obviously this is a decreasing, so answer choice B and D are immediately eliminated. So now we need to check for what value of x y is equal to 0. So if I put -8 here, so -8, so minus 8, so this is equal to 8 minus 8, which is equal to 0. So I can tell that C is the correct answer here. Okay, all right. For question 13, if x over 8 is 5, what is the value of 8 over x? Just flip this over. So 8 over x is 1 over 5, so 1 over 5 is the correct answer. The solution to the given system equation is xy. What's the value of y? I'm going to go ahead and multiply this part by 3. So this gives me 24x plus 3y is equal to 288. And 24x plus y is equal to 48. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the x's by subtracting. So minus 2y is equal to minus 2. Oh, sorry, minus. Sorry, guys. The solution to the given system equation xy, what is the value of y? I'm going to go ahead and multiply 4 here. So we're going to get 24x plus 4y, which is equal to 288. 24x plus y is equal to 48. And I'm going to subtract this so we can get rid of the x's. So 3y is equal to minus 240. Y is equal to 80. So 80 is the correct answer. Okay. Question 15. Line T in the xy plane has a slope of 1 over 3 and passes through the point 9, 10. Which equation defines line T? So we're going to go ahead and use this formula here. Minus 10 is equal to minus 1 over 3. Go ahead. This becomes 3. So D is correct. Okay, the function f of x is equal to 206 times like 1.034 to the power of x. Models the value in dollars of a certain bank account by the end of each year from 1957 through 1972, where x is the number of years after 1957. Which of the following is the best interpretation of f of 5 is approximately equal to 243. So 1957 plus 5 is equal to 1962. So I don't want any 1972 in my answer choice, so D is immediately eliminated. So in 1962, the approximate amount is 243. So B is the correct answer. For a certain rectangular region, the ratio of its length to width is 35 to 10. If the width of the rectangular region increases by 7 units, how must the length change to maintain this ratio? Okay, so we know that L over W is equal to 35 over 10. And if I cross multiply, we get 10L is equal to 35W. L is equal to 3.5W. And we have another relationship here. So if the width of the rectangular region increases by 7 units, how must the length change to me? Okay, so if the width increases by 7, uh, this is like what we have here, and we don't know like how much the length has to change. But what I do know is that this also has to equal to 35 over 10, right? And I'm going to cross multiply, so 10x is equal to 35W plus 7 here. And x is equal to 3.5 and then w plus 7. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and replace the w with the L here. So if I want to do that, I need to make sure that w is equal to L over 3.5. And I'm going to put this into my relationship here. So this becomes x is equal to 3.5, L over 3.5 plus 7. And I'm going to work out what this is. So L plus, what's 3.5 times 7? That is 24.5. So here we can see that the length has to be increased by 24.5. So A and C are eliminated because I don't want to see a decrease here. So for 17, B is the correct answer. Okay, square P has a side length of x inches. Square Q has a perimeter that is 176 inches greater than the perimeter of square P. The function f gives the area of square Q in square inches. Which of the following defines f? Okay, so I'm gonna just draw this out here. We have P, XX, and Q, Y, and Y. And we know what, so the perimeter, so if we want to find the perimeter, all we gotta, oops, all we gotta do is add the sides up, so it becomes 4y is equal to 176 plus 4x, okay? And we can tell that y is equal to 44 plus x. And if we want to get the area, it's just simply going to be length times width. So all you gotta do is f of x is equal to 44 plus x. Then square this. So A is the correct answer. Okay, C. So, oh, sorry, 19. The given equation relates the distinct positive real numbers w, x, y, which equation correctly expresses w in terms of x and y. So this 14 divided by 7 is 2. So we know that this becomes 2 times x over y here. And then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the 2's by dividing both sides. And x over y squared is equal to w plus 19 because I need to get rid of this um, square root. And then w is equal to x over y all of the square and minus 19. So C is the correct answer here. C as in cat. Point O is the center of a circle. The measure of arc RS on the circle is 100 degrees. What is the measure in degrees of its associated angle ROS? So I'm going to go ahead and draw this circle here. You have O and you have RS. This is 100. So 100 is the correct answer. Okay. The expression, whatever this is equivalent to ax to the power of b, where a and b are positive constants, and x is greater than 1. What is the value of a plus b? Okay. I'm gonna, wow, this is a lot here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to like work this out here. So it becomes, obviously we have the 5 and 5, so that cancels out. We have the 5 here. So it's 45 over 5 times the 8's here and here are going to cancel out. So I need to put a 2 here. But the x and this 8 root does not cancel out. So what we're going to have to do is write it in the form like this. And this is equal to 36 x 9 and then times x. Okay. And don't forget to do this. Because we have same x and we're multiplying this together, the 9 has, it should be 9 plus 1 over 8. So 9 plus 1 over 8 can be rewritten as 72 over 8 plus 1 over 8. So this is equal to 36x to the power of 73 over 8. And if you calculate this, 36 plus 73 over 8, that becomes 361 over 8. So 361 over 8 is the correct answer for 21. Okay, 22. A right triangle has sides of length 2 root 2, 6 root 2, and square root 80 units. What is the area of the triangle in square units? So I'm gonna go ahead and write like this. The reason why I put square root 80 as a hypotenuse is because try squaring the 2 root 2 and the 6 root 2. So 2 root 2 squared plus 6 root 2 squared. And then this becomes square root of, I'm sorry, just 80. And if I square root both sides here, this makes sense. So we know that square root 80 is the hypotenuse. And area of triangle is 1 over 2 base times height. So 1 over 2 times 2 root 2 times 6 root 2. And I'm going to get 12. So B is the correct answer. Okay. The expression 4x squared plus bx minus 45, where b is a constant, can be rewritten as this, where h, k, and j are integer constants. Which of the following must be an integer? So I'm going to go ahead and fix this here in the form shown here. So hx squared plus kx plus hj x plus kj is equal to 0. So we know that h is equal to 4. K plus hj is supposed to be b, and kj is minus 45. And since I can write this as j is equal to minus 45 over k, um, since like we want to show that this can be written as an integer form over here. So honestly, like you can disregard the minus sign here, and you can confidently say D is the correct answer choice here. Since like none of the answer choices have J, I just assumed and tried to figure out like how I could express J using 45 and K. So yeah, that's how you do it. In the given system of equations, A is a constant. The graphs of the equations in the given system intersects at exactly 1 point, excellent point. What is the value of x? Since it says like exactly 1 point, please know this relationship. So if b squared minus 4ac squared and 0, we have two real solutions. If b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, then we have 1. If b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, then we have no real solution. Since it intersects exactly at 1 point, we need to use this here. And we need to set the y's to set equal to each other. So 2x squared minus 21x plus 64 is equal to 3x plus a. I'm going to send all of this over to the left. So it becomes 2x squared minus 24x plus 64 minus it is equal to 0. And since we have b squared minus 4ac, that has equal to 0, I'm going to go ahead and determine what a is. So minus 24 minus 4 times 2 is 8. So 6. So if I work this out, it becomes 64 minus a 72. A is equal to minus 8. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace the a with a minus 8. So we have 2x squared minus 24x plus 72 is equal to 0. I'm going to go ahead and divide everything by 2 here, since all of this are even numbers. So 5x squared minus 12x plus 36, which is equal to 0. X and x, minus 6 and minus 6. So the value of x is obviously going to be 6. So C is the correct answer. Okay, 25. An isosceles right triangles has a hypotenuse of length 58 inches. What is the perimeter in inches of this triangle? So isosceles right triangles means this is a 90 degree here, and this is 45 degrees, and this is 45 degrees. And the hypotenuse is 58. I can go ahead and slice this through here. And obviously this is going to be 58 divided into 2 parts. So I can write this like 29, 45, 45, and 90. And I'm looking for this here because I don't know my x's here. These two have to be equal sides because they're isosceles triangle. And I can find a relationship here. Cosine of 45 is equal to 29 over x. So square root of 2 over 2 equal to 29 over x. X is equal to 29 times square root of 2. Just flip-flop. And we know that our x is equal to 29 square root of 2. So if I want to find the perimeter, I just have to add all of the sides up here, right? So 29 square root of 2 plus 29 square root of 2 plus 58. Yeah, 58. So C is the correct answer. Okay, question 26. In the xy plane, a parabola has vertex 9, comma minus 14 and intersects the x-axis at 2 points. If the equation of the parabola is written in the form y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, which of the following could be the value of a plus b plus c? So I'm going to write this in the form like we know our we know what the corners for the vertex. So this is what we have here. And I'm gonna go ahead and like expand this out so it becomes y is equal to a x squared minus 18x plus 81. And I'm gonna go ahead and write this as ax squared. Okay. And since we know that a is equal to a, obviously, b here is equal to minus 18a. C is equal to 81a minus 14. And we want to add all of these up. And we get 64a minus 14. So now we need to actually like set 64a minus 14 off. We need to like actually put like each of the answer choice values here into the square box. And because we need to satisfy that a is like greater than zero. The reason why a is greater than zero is because like since this parabola has a vertex 9 comma minus 14, what it means is that the parabola's vertex is somewhere over here, and it intersects the x-axis at 2 points. So what that means is so for two of the x values, y is equal to 0. So we can tell that a is greater than 1. Sorry, a is greater than 0. Just write this down here. So a has to be like some value greater than 0. Now if we look into answer choice D here, minus 12, if I put minus 12 here, 64a is equal to 2, because 14 minus 12 is 2, and a is equal to 2 over 64. 2 over 64 is greater than 0, so I can confidently say that the possible value for a plus b plus c is minus 12, so D as in David is the correct answer. Okay, the function f is defined by f of x is equal to minus a to the power of x plus b, where a and b are constants. In the xy plane, the graph of y is equal to f of x minus 15 has a y-intercept at 0, comma minus 99 over 7. The product of a and b is 65 over 7. What's the value of a? I'm going to go ahead and plug this here. So plug 0, comma minus 99 over 7 into this function here. So it becomes this one. So b is equal to 16 minus 99 over 7. So b is equal to 13 over 7. And we're going to go ahead and also determine that we can also determine that product of a and b is 65 over 7. So ab is 65 over 7. So I can rewrite this as 13 over 7a is equal to 65 over 7. So a must equal to 5. So a is equal to 5 for question 27. Okay, moving on to next part. Based on the line graph, in which year was the estimated number of chipmunks in the state park the greatest? As you can see, there's a peak here of 150 chipmunks in the year 1994. So B is the correct answer. Okay, a unit for conversion problem here. A fish swam a distance of 5,104 yards. How far did the fish swim in miles? So 5,104 yards. I want to put the 1760 yards here. 1 mile. 5,104 divided by 1760 is 2.9. So B is the correct answer. Which expression is it? Okay, this should be 7x to the power of 3. So C is correct. What is a solution xy to the given system equation? So we know that 5y is equal to x, so let me just write that here. 5y plus y is equal to 18. So 6y is equal to 18, y is equal to 3. B, C, D, the y values are not equal to 3, so A is correct. Point 8, comma 2 in the xy plane is a solution to which of the following systems of inequalities? Clearly, x is greater than y here, but we also note that x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0, so A is correct. Okay, what is one possible solution to the given equation? So there are two ways. X minus 5 is equal to 10. This will give me x equals 15. Now I need to put a minus in front here because we're dealing with absolute values. So minus x plus 5 is equal to 10. So x obviously needs to equal to minus 5 here. So there are two possible choices, but you can pick either one of them. So the correct answer for question 6 is either 15 or minus 5. Okay, the function is the total number of people on the company retreat with X managers. What is the total number of people on a company retreat with 7 managers? Just put 7 inside to the function here. So we got 49 plus 1, which is 50. So 50 is the correct answer. Okay, which table gives 3 values of X and their corresponding values of h of X for the given function? So we have 1, 2, 3 here. So for 1, we get minus 2. For 2, 2 squared minus 3, that's 1. 3 squared minus 3, that is 9 minus 3, that's 6. So B is the correct answer choice here. All you gotta do is just plug X for like 1, 2, 3, and then determine what value the function h of X spits out. So yeah, that's how you do that. The function f is defined by 7x is equal to 270 times 0.1 to the power of x. Was it okay? 0.1 to the power of 0 is 1, so 270. So D is correct. D as in David. Question 10, to estimate the proportion of a population that has a certain characteristic, a random sample is selected from a population based on the sample, it is estimated that the proportion of the population that has the characteristic is 0.49 with an associated margin of error of 0.4. If Okay, this question is asking you margin of error. So I need to subtract 0.04 from 0.9 and also add. So what this means is that I can conclude that my value is somewhere between 0.45 and 0.53 because that always remember that if the question is asking for margin of error, um your given value is somewhere between like um the let's say like 0.49 minus the margin of error and 0.49 plus the margin of error. So that's why A is the correct answer here. 11, a moving truck can tow a trailer if the combined weight of the trailer and the box it contains is no more than 4,600 pounds. What is the maximum number of boxes this truck can tow in a trailer with a weight of 500 pounds if each box weighs 120 pounds? So, what you have to do here is each box weighs 120 pounds, so 120B, and we have a weight here, and this has to be less than or equal to 4,600. Sorry, it should be 4,600. and 120b is less than or equal to 4,100. So b is less than or equal to 34.16. So 34 is the correct answer. So A as an app. What is the positive solution to the given equation? Let's just bring all of this to the right. So 4x squared plus 7x minus 36 is equal to 0. I'm going to go ahead and work this out. So 4x here, x here, and minus 9 here, 4 here. If I cross multiply here, like 16x minus 9x is equal to 7x. So this is what we have. So positive solution means that we're looking for a solution that's greater than 0. So 9/4 is correct. So 12b is correct. Okay. The table summarizes the distribution of color and shape for 100 tiles of equal area. If one of these tiles is selected at random, what is the probability of selecting a red tile? Okay. So we're selecting at random. Probability is target over total. So we have 100 in the bottom. Red, we're selecting red tile. So this guy here, right? So total is 30. And if we simplify this, it becomes 3/10. So 3/10 is the correct answer. For the given function f, the graph of y equals f of x and the xy plane is parallel to line A. What is the slope of the line? Two lines that are parallel to each other must have the same slope. So slope of f of x is 2, and also the the slope of the parallel line has also a slope of 2. Okay. Okay. A proposal for a new library was included on an election ballot. A radio show stated that 3 times as many people voted in favor of the proposal as people who voted against it. A social media post report that 15,000 more people voted in favor of the proposal than voted against it. Based on this data, how many people voted against the proposal? So we have a yes-no relationship. So a radio show state that 3 times as many people who voted in favor of the proposal as many voted against it. So yes is equal to 3 no. And we have another relation that needs to be defined. So 15,000 people voted, 15,000 more people voted in favor. So y is equal to n plus 15,000. Okay. And I can go ahead and set this equal to each other. And we're determining the no because how many people voted against the proposal. So 3n is equal to n plus 15,000. 2n is equal to 15,000. And as n is obviously equal to 7,500. So A is the correct answer. Okay, and the figure lines M and N are parallel if x equals 6k plus 13 and y is equal to 8k minus 29. What is the value of C? So, we know that x and y are equal to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and say that 6k plus 13 is equal to 8k minus 29. So 2k is equal to 42. K is equal to 21. Okay. And Z is gonna be, well, we know that this is going to be Y here, right? And so Z plus Y has to equal to 180. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that Z is equal to 180 minus Y. And we can calculate the y here. So c is equal to 180 minus parentheses 8 times 21 minus 29. So c is equal to 41. So C is the correct answer. In the given equation, P is a constant. The equation has no solution. What is the value of P? So I'm going to rewrite this as 21P minus 3. X is equal to 84. We want, if, now look closely here. If I said 21P minus 3 is equal to 0, and we get P is 3 over 21, which is 1 over 7. Now, if I put 1 over 7 back here, it becomes 3 minus 3, which is 0. Does this make sense mathematically? No. So 1 over 7 is correct here. We're looking for that value of P where we want to have this nonsense relation, okay? All right. Okay, question 18. The function f is defined by the given equation. For what value of x does f of x reach its minimum? I'm going to go ahead and work this out here. So this is my f. F is equal to x squared plus 3x. Here is the relation. Sorry, not the relation. When x is equal to minus b over 2a, that's when the f of x reaches its minimum. I'm going to go ahead and plug that. So 3 over 2. So yeah, D is the correct answer. The function f of x is equal to 1 over 9 times x minus 7 squared plus 3 gives a metal ball's height above the ground f of x in inches, x seconds after it started moving on track, where 0 is less than or equal to x and x is less than or equal to 10. Which of the following is the best interpretation of the vertex of the graph of y equals fx in the xy plane? So the vertex is at 7,3. And since this function is like opening up like this, since the 1 over 9 is greater than 0, we can say that the uh, metal ball's minimum height was like 3 inches above the ground. So A is the correct answer. Okay. Uh, in triangle JKL, cosine of K is 24 over 51, and angle J is right. What's the value of cosine L? So cosine of K, we have J here. Cosine obviously is adjacent over hypotenuse. And this is L here. I don't know my x value, so x squared plus 24 squared is equal to 51 squared using the Pythagorean theorem. X is equal to square root of 51 squared is 24 squared. So x is equal to 45. And cosine of L is 45 over 51, which could be further simplified to 15 over 17. So 15 over 17 is the correct answer for question 20. Question 21. In the given equation, B is a positive integer. The equation has no real solutions. What is the greatest possible value of B? No real solutions. Okay. Please remember this here. Okay. So if it's greater than 0, we have two real solutions. If B squared minus 4AC is equal to 0, we have 1. If B squared minus 40c is less than 0, then we have no real solutions. So I'm going to go ahead and say b squared minus 4 times minus 1 times 676. This is less than 0, and b squared is less than 2,704. So b is less than 52. We're looking for the greatest, so 51 is the correct answer. Okay, if a new graph of three linear equations is created using the system of equations shown and the equation x plus 4y is equal to minus 16, how many solutions xy will the resulting system of three equations have? Well, if you have like two parallel lines, they're obviously not going to intersect each other. So if I draw this out, it's going to be something like this here. And obviously, like if these two lines are parallel, they're not going to intersect. So by knowing that information, there are no possible solutions where the two parallel lines and y equals 2 like meet. So A is the correct answer, 0. Okay. The function f gives the value in dollars of a certain piece of equipment after X months of use. If the value of the equipment decreases each year by p% of its value, the preceding year, what's the value of p? Okay, so as we can see here, I can rewrite the 0.64 here as like 1 minus. Okay, now I'm going to set p over 100 is equal to 0.36. P is equal to 36. So for each year, 36, the value of the equipment decreases by 36%. So C is correct. C is in cat. You might be wondering what this 12 is, but if you convert, since like this is X month, um, X month, and if I want to convert it to years, obviously one year has 12 months. So basically like this X over 12 can be represented as year. So in this case, all we gotta consider is this percentage relation here and how much the initial value is decreased. Okay, question 24, the dot plot represents the 15 values in the data set A. Data set B is created by adding 56 to each of the values in the data set A. Which of the following correctly compares the medians in the ranges of the data sets A and B? Since 56 is being added to both, 56 is being added to each of the data set in A, the range is going to be the same. So we have the range of the data set for B and A are going to be equal. So B is obvious, B is immediately eliminated, and D is also eliminated. However, we need to check the median. Since 56 is being added to each of the value, the median of data set B is going to be greater than the median of the data set A because we're adding 56 to 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. So in this case, C is the correct answer. Okay, the equation x squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 4 now represents circle A. Circle B is obtained by shifting circle A down 2 units in the xy plane, which of the following equations represent circle B. Since we're shifting down, we're going to be adding 2 here. So it becomes x squared plus 2. So D is the correct answer. Okay. Two identical rectangular prisms each have a height of 90 centimeters. The base of each prism is a square, and the surface area of each prism is k squared centimeters. If the prisms are glued together along a square base, the resulting prism has a surface area of 9247 k square centimeters. What is the side length in centimeters of each square base? So, geometry problem here. Imagine we have uh, rectangular prisms here. We have A, and 90. So the surface area of this guy is going to be 2a squared plus 4 times 90a, which is going to be k. So we have two squares, like one in the top and one in the bottom. So that's why I'm, I have a 2 here, so 2a squared. The reason why I'm multiplying 4 for the 90a is because we have 4 of the rectangles that have the area 90a, right? So if I write this, it becomes 2a squared plus 360a is equal to k. And if I glue this together along the square base, I know that my height's going to double. So it becomes 180 here. These are going to stay the same, okay? So in this case, I can write 2a squared plus 4 times 180a, and this has to equal 92 over 47k. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and then multiply like 47 for all of this here. So it becomes 94 a squared plus 33840. A is equal to 92k. And uh, for this guy over here, I'm gonna have to go ahead and multiply 92 for all sides. So I want my right sides to be 92k. So it becomes 92k over here. And 92 times 2 is 184 a squared plus 33120a. And I can go ahead and subtract this to get rid of this 92k. And I get minus 90 a squared plus 720a is equal to 0. I'm going to divide both sides, divide everything by minus 90, so it becomes a squared minus 8a, which is equal to 0. And we know that a is equal to 8, so B is the correct answer. Okay, complicated geometry problem there. And last question. 210 is p% greater than 30. What is the value of p? So I like to convert my p here. Since it's a percentage, it's p over 100. Since we're saying greater, plus 1, and all of this times by 30 is equal to 210. Okay, p over 100 plus 1 is equal to 7. P over 100 is equal to 6. And p is equal to 600. So 600 is the correct answer for question 27 here. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.